It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here. Welcome to Mind Your Business.
Yes,
Of course, you know I'm your host, Jamillah Lodge, and happy to have you, Davida O'Brien. You are founder of Vida Fusions.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit about your journey.
Okay.
Okay, so before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Whew, gosh. What is it that people don't know now? Well, my name is Davida O'Brien, and I'm the founder of Vida Fusions. I am a mother of one adorable 13-year-old. He loves when he gets shout-outs.
What's his name?
Roque. Yeah.
Shout out to Roque.
Yeah. Gets all excited. I work in the industry. Hospitality is my thing, and tourism. So what better way to actually have a business that is in that industry as well, right? It makes those connections, and I'm able to tell people about Bermuda. So I'm a very busy beaver, as most people would know. I'm very energetic as
Yes,
well.
you are.
So, I mean, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Okay, so Vida Fusions.
Yes.
Tell us what it is.
Vida Fusions is a beverage company that specializes in mocktails.
Okay.
And so we realized that people were starting to become more sober curious, looking at ways to kind of cut back. I know me as a mother, it was not nice getting up after a night out with the girls, somebody don't get football practice in the sun. So finding ways to be able to still enjoy and have a great experience with no alcohol or at least minimal alcohol.
Okay, so do you provide the drink, or talk a little bit about what your product is?
So my product is a ready-to-drink. So
Okay.
basically, just pop it open and you can just have it just like you would a Wicked or
Okay.
a zero alcohol, beer. Something you can take on the go to the beach with you and enjoy it that way. We are very much creative when it comes to the colors and the flavors, and then definitely all the shimmer that is involved in it, which makes it very unique.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what differentiates what you're offering from, let's say, a regular mocktail or beverage that has no alcohol in it.
So from my research, what I've seen is some mocktails specialize in adaptogens and other things that make you feel something, right? Oh, today I want to feel relaxed. Or
Yes.
today I need extra buzz. So I didn't want to go that route. And then you have the ones that specialize in basically creating a mocktail, right? Taking a regular cocktail
Right.
and making it into something without alcohol, like your Black and Cokes and your gin and tonic. I didn't want to go that route. I wanted something that spoke to island life,
Yeah.
right? I wanted the taste to feel like when you're drinking it, you can't really put your finger on what you're drinking because there's so many flavors fused together, hence the fusion within
Gotcha.
Vida, right?
Okay.
And then also I wanted to make sure that the colors were bright and vibrant. I want my colors to represent things in Bermuda, right? So I'm able to tell people more about it with my labeling and my package. So I'm so excited to be able to, put that on the map and Bermuda on the map and get people interested in coming here as well.
Yeah.
So that's what makes us different. It's just about having something nice and letting your natural vibes be that, the energy.
And it's interesting because I was introduced to Vida Fusions, I want to say, when the 430 under 30 was here and you had a booth. And I was like, oh, what is this pretty thing here? What is that? So you don't realize it doesn't have any alcohol in it. It looks like something along the lines of a swizzle or something like that. So you don't know. So I guess for that person who doesn't drink but still wants to be in, you know what I mean?
So part of it is all about being inclusive,
Yeah.
right? And connecting and networking. I am huge. If you ever hear me talk, I'm always talking about building relationships and connecting with people. And that's what we're talking about. I don't want to go to the bar, and especially if you have my type of friends, and you're talking about you're ordering a Shirley Temple or you're ordering like, can I get that pineapple
Why you got the big straw? Why you don't have the drink straw?
What you ordering? Like, I'm seeing it. This is what we're doing. So, it's really like being able to have it and still fit in because it gives you that illusion that you're getting just like what everybody else, the pretty umbrella, the pineapples, all of that great stuff. But one of the other things that I like about it is that you don't see enough of mocktails in the establishments.
Yeah,
and
that's
hospitality.
true.
Now, in Bermuda, they're slowly getting there. You'll see like, a few, but it's not a whole lot. So what I envision for my business is business to business. And basically, just like how they can go and pop up in a Heineken or a Wicked for you and turn around that time,
Yes.
I want that same for them. So it also works on the business establishments because now they can turn over customers real quickly. Customers are getting something that you think took 5 minutes or 3 minutes to prepare. And so you walk away with something elegant as well. And then on the other flip side, for the consumer, you feel, like, wow, I got all of this from a bottle. You know, you feel sharp and people are looking, saying, where you got that from? And again, starts the conversations, right? Because now people want to know. So.
So tell me about your entrepreneurial journey, because I know you have a 9-to-5, a big time 9-to-5. Talk about tourism and hospitality. But what has been your entrepreneurial journey? Like, is this the first business you've started, or have you been down this road before? What is it?
Let's say I come from an entrepreneur family, so everybody knows my sister.
Yes,
but
Takia, shout out to Takia.
I mean, just like entrepreneur 1.5, whatever you want to call it, right? She has multiple businesses coming out of her ears.
Yeah, she does.
My dad was an entrepreneur as well, so I came from a family of entrepreneurs, right?
Okay.
I've always said I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I never put in motion, right? So I have this little document that has this business, like a list long of businesses, right? That I just never moved on.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just a spark that was just like, you know what, it's time. And I made the step, and everybody liked it, and I kind of just kept going from there because I actually was into another business. And then I was just like, everybody started popping up on the radar with the same business. And I was like, I don't want to be in competition with somebody, but you're always in competition with somebody, right?
Yep.
And I learned that, what I do versus what they do will be totally different.
Exactly. Say it again. If you didn't hear her.
Like not to toot my own horn. I know I bring some great stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
But I was just like, you know what? I want to do this. This is, mixology, bar. That's my thing. Connecting with people, being in front of people has always been my thing. So I detoured. And I can say that this journey to see the things that are coming out of this journey, it's just been amazing.
Oh, yay. I'm so happy to hear that. So you are actually in our Enterprise Bermuda program.
Yes.
And you apply for that, and just wanted to know, what made you decide to apply?
So what I wanted was something, I guess, a longer journey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you have these other ones that are pretty quick, which are great too, right? And that was what I went through with Ignite. I did a faster paced one, which was great for the business that I'm going to come back to.
Okay.
But for this one, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to start a little bit from scratch, and I just wanted a longer process. And so that was one of my reasons for reaching out. And I'm glad that I reached out quickly. Like, I didn't give myself time to think about it.
Talk yourself out of it.
Yes. Yep. Saying, and trust me, I just like, do you really have time for this? Like, where are you fitting this into? I just like, you know what, we're doing it. And I applied and I jumped in. So I'm grateful that I did.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. When I speak with other entrepreneurs going through a similar process, that's one of the things that they mention. It's like, it does take time, especially when you're working 9 to 5. You have a child, you know what I mean, who has sports and all of that. And so sometimes you just need the time to be able to think through what it is that you want to do. Even you mentioned in terms of Vida Fusions is business to business. Was it always business to business, or had you thought that you were going to be selling it directly to the consumer?
Definitely thought I'll sell it directly to the consumers. But through researching other mocktails that are doing it, I was like, there could be an easier way to do this. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do consumer to consumer at some point, but the traction and getting it out there more will be quicker if I can do business to business.
Yes.
And of course, the buying of larger quantities
would be
it's not a bad thing away, right? So definitely doing that, and then hopefully, I can, do something from the website or something like that from consumer to consumer.
Okay. So where are you in the process?
Ooh, child.
I want some Vida Fusions, okay?
Oh my God. And that, look, ooh, child. I am so up to here with stuff. I mean, I am working on investor pitch decks, investor businesses. I mean, I swear I have like 10 mentors that are specialized in all different areas, all wanting things, all wanting to see me be great and trying to answer them all. I've recently just finished a project with an accountant.
Okay.
One thing I learned, talking to lots of people, you know what you're not great at. You know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Know where your strengths are.
You have to.
Best money well spent.
Okay.
She did it really nice for me. I'm saying investor. I'm not calling her a potential investor anymore. I'm calling her an investor.
Speak it into
She was well happy about that. You know, little things that I need to fix and other things, but she's just like, I didn't expect this. And I think also she noticed that I was willing to invest in myself.
Yes.
And so for her to invest in me is like, you know, a no-brainer because I took the opportunity. I could have came to her with one little sheet.
Yeah.
But, you know, I took a step further, showing it the difference of me doing it here versus the States and all of that great stuff.
Yeah.
But between that, like I said, investor pitch decks, learning about what type of investor I want.
Yeah.
What does that even look like? I should have some type of standard. And from there, conversations can start about what that would look like from a percentage and a point. So I'm learning that right now.
Okay.
I'm learning, you know, SEOs and the social media that I like, you know, how to grab that attention.
Yeah.
I'm learning, you know, the website, blogging. Didn't know I would be able to do that, but it has some great benefits.
It definitely does.
And I say I'm being pulled in so many directions. It's unbelievable, but I will say the journey has been amazing.
Okay. So when can we expect, like, what is this all going to culminate into? What is your goal?
My ultimate goal?
Yeah, your ultimate goal.
To be in stores in the U.S., manufacturing in the U.S., distributing from the U.S. to Bermuda. That's the goal. And I'm definitely doing things to make that happen. I've been having conversations with beverage formulation centers. I've had competition with manufacturers and distributors. You know, getting details, information, costs, prices, length of time. So everything that I'm doing is for that.
Okay.
My investor is in the States. And again, I'm speaking into existence because I'm going to show it this podcast.
Yeah. Be like, click on this.
You know, I'm speaking into existence. You know what I mean? And even if things change, I'm still setting myself up for potential other investors as well, right? And so everything that I'm doing is for that. So I'm speaking, you know, soon coming. You know, if people can just kind of click on and sign up to Fusion Vibes on my website or, you know,
what's the website?
www. Nobody even says that anymore.
No, I know.
VidaFusions.com.
Okay.
And even you just registering, it just shows that you have an interest. You can't wait. You know, and that looks good for my investors, right? That I can drum up, you know, like an Apple.
Pre-orders.
Exactly. You
all
know,
of
you
that.
seen that film. You seen a little bit of that film. You ain't held it, but you're on that list. You know? So that's one of my things that I'm trying to drum up is the interest because that's what investors look for. So that's what I'm working on too.
So, like I said, I was introduced to Vida Fusions at you were vending and you had tasters and all that. Are you still going to be doing that, like having pop-ups and things like that?
I'm looking to do that.
Okay.
I have said no to a few. I'm not gonna lie. You know, because sometimes you don't even think about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I was ready. And nobody's a perfectionist, but you try to be as close to one as possible.
Yeah.
But I realized that it was doing me a disadvantage. So I have been more open to them and saying, you know, hey, I'll come and do this just so people can get a taste of it and things like that. And then I can drum up support that way. So I'm a bit more open and flexible.
Because what I would say is based on what you said, especially like if you're thinking about pre-orders and from an investor perspective, if you can show that there is clear demand for it. And there is, because I know a couple of times we'd be like, hey, so can we get... So I think that will work hand in hand with what your ultimate plan is. And don't leave us out in Bermuda. I know you're going to the States and stuff, but we wanted to.
Of course not. So I agree. So definitely doing that. I've definitely been more open. And it was just had to tweak some things, I think, on just making sure that here in Bermuda, I can still provide the best product.
Yeah.
Making sure I can have supplies because some of the items that I require are not on
I know,
island. You know what I mean? So I have to pre-order. So timing is all things. So now I think I have a decent stock.
Okay.
That if somebody did ask and depending on the numbers,
yes,
I would be open to it. Definitely small numbers are better because I can talk and I can connect with people, which is very important to me. Seeing the face, knowing the face behind the brand, and connecting with that is truly important, right? I'm not just selling you the product and just, want to make money off it. I want you to, feel a part of it, right? The family and
a connection.
What they say, be a part of my tribe.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's important. And I think even, like you said, if you do small batches on islands, especially when you have people who are putting together Bermuda branded items and giving these boxes to people who are not here, that are overseas, these are potential investors. You know what I mean? There's so much opportunity. We have SailGP coming. We have what is it? The Bermuda Championship, the golf thing coming. Black Golfers Week.
I should be helping you with this, right? Like, hello, I'm sitting like nobody from my job look at them like, oh, hello, you should be helping her. Well, babe, I wanted to make sure Jamillah was on it, and she was. Yeah, but we do. It's a lot of opportunities that I can definitely tackle into and things like that, and which I should be tackling into.
That you will tackle
that
into.
I will tap into.
Yes.
But again, I'm just so open and just so, again, and you even know I didn't even want to do in November?
The rocket pitch.
There you go. Didn't want to do that because I didn't want to be out there and be like, I didn't have nothing for people, but it was one of the best things that I could have done by getting it out there. People knowing the name behind it, that has opened up doors for me. I'm going to be in a campaign coming out soon with One Communication.
I'm so excited, Davida. This makes me so happy.
I was like, hold up. How did you even know about me? I easy had to ask, was it a fluke? Is it fake? You know what I mean? Because I wasn't sure because I know I'm not out there. But so it's great to know that, I am in conversations and they're talking and they're receptive. Now I just need to see it in your numbers and your clicks and your likes.
This is what I'm saying. So this is all part and parcel. And I will say there are going to be some opportunities locally for pitch competitions to investors and things like that. So I'll keep you informed.
Please do.
Because this is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you took advantage of the opportunity to pitch at Rocket Pitch, because even for people who may not take on the top prize, everybody's a winner at that competition, first of all. But who's in the room, you never know.
Yeah, it makes a difference. I did get some contacts through that, through the calls and stuff like that, which I follow up, and I keep my contacts. Everybody I've networked with, I keep a list of. And then even, like I said, all the mentors that I've been grateful to be able to be introduced. I mean, I'm using their mentors like it's new tomorrow.
Listen, I see it. I mean, like,
if
but
anything,
that's what we want you to do. That's why, we're making the investment. We're investing in you because your success is our success. At the end of the day, the whole reason we are doing this Enterprise Bermuda is to support entrepreneurs like yourself, to try and provide you with tools, connections, whatever it takes to get you to where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the whole point. So that you're taking full advantage is exactly what we want to see, right?
I mean, and it could be a lot, but I would say to anybody that, being pushed to the limits is where the best potential is, if I can say it. If I wasn't being pushed to the limits, I don't think I would be as far as I am. And that's late nights, that's early mornings, that's walking, getting my exercise in on the phone with people because they're in a whole different time zone. And I mean, it's been a juggle, right? And I definitely am grateful for the support system that I have. Obviously, my sister, who supports me in my journey as I do hers. You'll see me behind the counter and stuff like that for her. So we definitely support each other in this journey, I'm grateful for that. And then, of course, my mom, who's also supportive, when it comes to, assistance, whether it be son-wise or whatever it is. So I'm just grateful for that, and the family who just listen and, when you're coming out and there's questions. So
I mean, I think it's important to have that support. So you have the familial support.
Yeah. You
have organizational support, and BDC and Ignite. And then you also have the support of mentors. So everybody's telling you that this thing is for real. Like, this can happen. Vida Fusions can happen. And so I'm excited to see what it turns into.
Me too.
And so next time we call,
I know, right?
Ma'am. Miss Ma'am. Please, we really want to see your success because the product is great.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And I would say, especially in Bermuda, where I feel like you have a large population of people who don't drink, either for religious reasons or whatever the case may be, it's almost like a perfect testing ground to see if it's a hit, right?
It is, and I'm definitely in the hooks of like trying to plan what that looks like.
Yeah.
I may come to a church near you soon. I'm just
Listen.
saying, be at one of the, after service functions.
Yes,
but,
yeah.
just basically trying to get myself in those spots to do it and stuff like that. So I am putting a plan together for what that looks like. It may be just a road show for the summer for Vida Fusions. And just,
Yeah. And then at some point, like you said, when you're talking about knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at so that you can put people in place, you may just have to start hiring people, because it's just you. And yes, I know you're Superwoman and stuff. I see your cape back there. But, the reality is sometimes you need that help. Like you're helping your sister. So you need to co-opt the people, be like, listen, this is what
we both talk about bartering all the time. She's always like, hey, you want to barter? And I'm like, But yeah, Fiverr has been my best as a friend.
Okay.
Also,
tell for people who don't know, what's Fiverr?
So, Fiverr is what is the right word for it? I would say entrepreneurs. Like, it's a space for entrepreneurs and people who are great at what they do to provide support to other people. So you can go and connect with them. Of course, it's never going to be like you or just be perfect.
Right.
But the fact that they can at least give you groundwork that saves you
a lot of time.
And then you can make switches. You know what I mean? And so Fiverr, just even with my business plan, you give them information, they put it together. It gave me groundwork to now be able to work with a mentor to start going through it and stuff like that, which I've been doing. Also leaning on friends, right? I have friends who are very great at what they do, and I'm always like, you want to read this? You want to do this? You know what I mean? So that's been great to be able to lean on them as well.
Yeah.
But again, not every time or all the time people have that type of support.
Yeah.
So don't let that get you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've heard it sometimes, you reached out and you're reaching out to friends 5 or 6 times. Okay, cool, they're busy, no worries.
Yeah.
Where else can you look? Where else can you do? So Fiverr has been that, right?
Yeah.
That great hand.
And Fiverr is Fiverr.com, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, like you said, it's a resource. And with the internet and technology now, even though, you try to localize support and all that, but there are people all over the world that have skill sets that can support whatever your entrepreneurial journey is so that you can focus on the other stuff that they can't do, right?
And they get it to you in 3 days or 7 days or less. I'm just saying.
No, I do think that it's a great opportunity. It's wonderful to see the journey that you've been on, and I'm happy to know that you are continuing the journey and thinking bigger, because that's what we always say. We're like, you can provide services to Bermuda, but how can you scale it outside of Bermuda?
If you don't dream big,
I
mean, having a business, what I've learned is thinking about a business, wanting to have a business, it's got to have a dream with it. And you have to be able to dream big. And when I say dream, I mean, I sit down daydreaming about waking up and I'm in my business and what my day is like. I have thought about where it's going to take me, the type of people I can meet, the type of magazines that I will be showcased in.
Yes,
I've thought about it like this is beyond, and, how can I give back from all this opportunity and things that people poured into me? What is my portion of giving back? So I've thought about all of this. Yeah. And I feel like it makes it feel more real. It pushes you even more. And all of that stuff. But again, my real big push is leaving something for my son, right? And some legacy behind. So he'll always be the forefront of anything that I do. But just having that dream attached to it is what keeps me generated and moving as well.
So you mentioned your son and the legacy. Do you involve him in any of this process? Is he interested? Or
He's 13. But that doesn't mean that I had him put some labels on and pour some stuff. You know what I mean? The same thing I say, oh, you want those new sneakers? You want this? Well, you need to come work.
Yeah, sure.
So, showing this and showing what it can be done, and even talked about, okay, well, what businesses would you like to have? You know what I mean? Because if this makes being, this pours into other opportunities,
that's exactly right.
So we have talked about that. Right now, he's away in school, so he knows that mommy's time is like here, there, and everywhere. but he gets it.
Okay,
He knows
good.
that, to see, for him to see me, obviously having a full-time business and doing all of this, I'm hoping will give him that same work ethic.
Yeah.
Realize that you have to work hard to achieve things. And that's just kind of basically what, we all want to show our kids,
Yeah,
right?
we do. And I think it's important, especially for us in the space of trying to create and grow an entrepreneurial mindset, especially around young people, because, you tell them, go to school, get a job, do these things. So I do think it's important for them to understand that you can create your own opportunity.
And
right?
then they talk, right?
Yeah.
So he knows all things about cars. I don't know. He don't know what cars going across.
Yeah.
I don't know. So one time we were traveling and he was like, I guess he saw don't know what it's called, but the tower with the cars in it.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, I would like to work there one day or something like that. I said, no, you would like to earn one day. You know what I mean? Like I put this in. You're not going to work there. You're going to earn it.
Right.
And you're going to earn multiple. You know what I mean? So whatever you want to do, you're going to have an ownership of something behind it, right?
Yes.
So getting him to just think bigger.
Think bigger. And I think it's important. We try to know that you're doing that at home already is good. And maybe entrepreneurship isn't in everybody's dream or everybody's reality, but certainly it creates an opportunity for you to start thinking about how to problem solve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because to me, that's what it is, right? You recognize an opportunity or you recognize a problem, and then instead of saying, I wish, you create that solution.
That. Or even, how can you, I guess, in some cases, like you always tend to think that you're the first one,
Yes.
right? We're in Bermuda. We are never the first one. We just seem like we're the first one.
Can you say it again, please?
We are never the first one. Go up my Google is like my bestest of friends.
I
like,
love that. Got my Google.
Yeah, anytime I need, I just got to go up my Google, right?
Yeah.
And what it is that what can you take that's being done already and make it better or make it more Bermudian?
Yeah.
And that's what I did, right? I looked at different things and I was like, okay, so this is what's happening in Canada. This is what's happening in the U.S. These are the types of drinks that they're coming out with. This is so how can I make it better?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm the first one to have something shimmery in a bottle?
Right.
No. I noticed what that company did. I saw where they went wrong, and I made sure that I tweaked it so that you get, it's a difference to, whatever. So I worked on that, right? And I'm ready for investors who may say, hey, I remember a company did that. Nope, but this is why mine is different, right? So it just takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of questions. It takes a lot of putting yourselves out there more again, picking up the phone and just saying, hey, you don't know me. I'm from a little small, island in Bermuda, but I've got questions and I need you to help me.
Right.
And that's what I've been doing. So.
I love that. I think you said so many things that I hope people are listening to because I do think sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. You know what I mean? When you think about starting your own business and you're like, where do I start? What do I do? Or I see this person and they're already doing it, so now I can't do it. But
let's talk, and that's the thing. Please do not listen to this podcast and me and think that this was all gems. No. So Jamillah hit it right on the spot. Let's keep it. I have been overwhelmed.
Yes.
I have cried.
Yeah.
I have wanted to give up.
Yeah.
Not push on. Just had enough, right? Is this really for me? Because everything else seems to just be not going for me. And you have those moments. You even have those moments of just being like, everything's coming at you at once. I did say I'm working with like 10 different people.
Yeah.
And everything's coming to you at once. And it's just like, okay, I give 9 to 5 to my job, which means I only have 3 hours left before, I get sleepy. But literally, it's just having, and I'm still learning, so I have not perfected it.
Yeah, and it's a continual process.
I have not perfected it.
Yeah.
As our head, I can't even know her title, Nikki. What's her title for this?
She's an incubation lead.
As she would say, she's like, I think you just love being like this. And I'm like, no, Nikki, I want to change. I want to change. I want to do better. But it's really just finding those moments, whatever they are, to just breathe. Yeah. And I just find them wherever I can. One day I'll start something new because I listen to a podcast or something and they say, do it this way and organize yourself. And then I'm like, crap, that don't work. I'm going back to being this.
Yeah.
And just try it. And I guess once you find it, you will. But again, once you have these dreams and you have your reason for doing it, that's going to be a constant
That's going to be the
motivation.
thing that motivates
I
you,
can't give it up because my son's not going to see me fail.
Right.
He's not going to see me get this far and know about my, my wins, because I tell him all about my wins. Hey, mommy did this today. Or, hey, mommy, did this. I always express my wins to him to then come and say, mommy lost today and just gave up.
Right.
Can't do that.
Yeah,
No,
I love it. I love it. I mean, I think it's important to keep it real because I think we have the tendency to romanticize the idea of entrepreneurship because we know what it looks like on the other end when you are successful. Then you can claim back your time. Then you can decide what your hours of operation are going to be in terms of for yourself personally, when and how long you're going to take vacations. But the grind that has to take place to get there, a lot of times people don't share that experience. So I think it's important for people to hear you say those things, to say the challenges that you've experienced, but that you are still pushing forward because you have said what your ultimate goal is, and you know that once you reach that, you would have achieved, what you said you wanted, the legacy for your son.
My ultimate goal, I tell people, is I want to be able to work from a cruise boat.
I know that.
When I say that means everything is covered. It means that obviously I'm working for myself.
Yeah.
I can work wherever at any point in time.
Yeah.
I can still have fun and work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have no obligations. I don't have nobody telling me when I can't go.
Yeah.
Like, that's my ultimate dream. When I can pull up my laptop on that deck and do an hour of work,
and then
2 hours of work, and then go have a cocktail on the launch chair.
Yeah.
Because my business is still working for itself, right?
Yeah.
Distribution's still going, manufacturing's
Everything's
still going. You don't really need me there.
You got somebody for that. Somebody is.
We have creative sessions because now Zoom's a hit. You know, people are more interested in that. I mean, I don't even know why we had to wait for the seat to come around to realize that we
could do work this way.
I know.
We don't physically need to be
here. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So that's my ultimate goal: working from a cruise.
And you will achieve it. I am confident that you will have that come to fruition. I am confident in that. Listen, I have enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you, me too.
Am so excited for Vida Fusions and what's next. And looking forward to being able to actually see it and order it on a menu. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, no, I want that one.
This is it. Exactly.
Look, I'll probably put a little... No, let me stop.
But you know what? But that's the thing, right? Inclusiveness is exactly that, right? Vida Fusions is because it's not been made with all the other things that then you have to stop and think.
What can I put in?
Right. Can I mix it? Can I not mix it? Will it alter the taste? No, you can actually do that. So you can have it in the house and know that 4 or 6 people can have the same taste. Your kids can have it if they wanted it because it's shimmer and they just want something fun.
Yeah.
Mommy who doesn't want the headache could have it. Or daddy who's like, nah, it's been work is hard today. I need to add a little action. He can have it too. So there you go.
All right. Well, listen, Davida, it has been wonderful having a conversation with you. All the best. And I'm going to end with my catchphrase because my team was like, you haven't been saying it. So I'm going to say it today. Remember, if you don't mind your business, who will? There you go. Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.